This is your announcer, Shannon Saint Mainframe, welcoming you to our IP Livecast. The big news story in New York this week has been the underground tunnels that Orthodox Jews dug under their temple. This is a wild story, but at least now we know where Shlomo has been all this time. Hashtag our IP legend. Our IP Livecast starts now.
Shannon, I think you need to check your sources because I'm pretty sure Shlomo is still alive. He is not dead.
Of course.
Welcome to RIP Livecast. Hopefully,
What?
Shlomo, you are listening. Welcome to all of our listeners from all over the world. We are live every Saturday morning, 11-ish Eastern Time, until 12:30 p.m. Eastern.
I think so.
You can watch the archives on YouTube, on Twitch, and of course listen wherever fine podcasts are downloadable.
I feel that since you said downloadable, it's a nice segue into the fact that I think some of our newer listeners have no idea who Shlomo is.
That's very sad.
Sad, but he's right there in our archives if you want to go listen to some of our older shows. He was a legend.
Year one legend. And I believe this is a good segue also for our Patreon, because we do a whole deep dive on Shlomo as one of the inductees into the RIP Livecast Hall of Fame as part of our Hall of Fame series on Patreon, patreon.com/RIP Livecast. $5 gets you access to all the archives. Get all the plugs out of the way. Also, hey, why not? Send us an email. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
RIPLivecast@gmail.com. And
If you're in one of those tunnels, email from the tunnel if you get Wi-Fi, please.
Oh, yeah.
this story broke earlier this week, and it's a story about Jews in New York. So I feel it's something that we are obligated to cover. This is a RIP Livecast top story bulletin. Thank you.
Breaking news. Jews found tunneling. What's next?
I think, right now we're at a crossroads of
Under the temple? The tunnels crossed each other?
I just see in terms of like sensitivity to anti-Semitism, right? Like all of these wild conspiracy theories that are it's just an excuse to be anti-Semitic. And then these Orthodox Jews do something right out of an Alex Jones conspiracy.
I mean, it shows where their head is at. It shows that they're so insulated. They don't realize that they're fucking everything up for the rest of us. Like, they just do what they want to do.
Yeah.
They live in their own little world. And we're always going around being like, listen, Jews don't have horns. They don't file their horns down. They don't have secret conspiracy meetings. They don't live in tunnels. From tunnels at sundown. And here they go digging a fucking tunnel. It's just it's mind-boggling to me.
Well,
if right out of the woodwork doing the thing that we're saying they don't do.
Yeah, like if you're not clued into what happened because you don't live in New York City or you're not obsessively on Twitter like I am, here's a little local news report from our local Fox affiliate, the fair and unbiased WNYW, about what went down earlier this week.
Police make a wild discovery underneath a synagogue in Brooklyn.
An illegal tunnel found below the Chabad-Lubavitch World Headquarters in Crown Heights.
All right, Fox 5's Lisa Evers, take a look.
Is that girl Russian? Because the way she said Lubavitch.
She looks Desi to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Indian, but
Discovered.
I was hold on, pause it. I'm sorry, because I'm distracted. This beautiful woman that looks like she just stepped out of a Bollywood video or something. And then she opens her mouth, and it's just the classic news anchor. A tunnel was found today in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. It's very discomforting.
How it was discovered.
How it was discovered. A cop fell into the tunnel.
Best known as a sacred site for the Chabad-Lubavitch Orthodox Jewish sect. Authorities say a group of Jewish men who had a long simmering disagreement burrowed through tunnels under several buildings to break into the synagogue. They got into
Yeah, what's up, Doc? Jew with rabbit ears pops out of the hole.
cement truck was here, and these individuals or some of their friends, perhaps, who broke through some of those adjoining properties.
Can I give some context here? Pause, please.
Absolutely.
This man is the reasonable Jew. This is
Yes.
like he is the religious Jew who is somewhat sensible. And
Yeah, they kind of brushed through it, but essentially what happened is this is one of the biggest synagogues in New York, and they've been talking about expanding for a really
But it's
long
like a
time.
very specific ultra Orthodox sect, right?
Yes.
It's not just like for any old Jews can go in there and pray. It's like the Lubavitch is like
These are like the black belts of Jews.
Yeah.
and so they've been talking about expanding for a long time. These young Gen Z Orthodox Jews, these rascals, decided to take matters into their own hands. They were tired of waiting, tired of the city's approval processes and the red tape and the bureaucracy. And so they started
and the keeping things structurally sound so people don't die.
Right, exactly. Yes, and
Hashem
following
will
laws.
keep them safe. It's fine, Darren.
So they started burrowing and digging their own tunnels with, like, I assume, like, just by YouTubing it, right? Because it's not like they hired any experts.
They watched
or anything.
Shawshank Redemption. They just did it the way he did. Teeny little rock.
First, we put up a picture of a pinup model and we put it in front of the wall. Then we start digging.
Midler poster.
Then we go through the sewage tunnel.
And then I guess when the elder rabbis learned about this, they were very upset and they ratted out the youngins, and so they went to call the cops. The young members of the community were not happy, and they started protesting and what have you. And then at the end of the day, well, I guess we could see where this ends up with the news report.
And ultimately broke through the wall in the sanctuary and vandalized that wall as well. They've since been arrested.
Repairs have been underway for some time, as had the digging. The disruptor group reportedly stored their tools and equipment several buildings away in an unused mikvah, a large same-sex communal ritual bath space. Sources tell Fox 5 that forensic engineers and inspectors are investigating the structural integrity of surrounding buildings to make sure that they're safe.
This is obviously very distressing for the Lubavitch community and around the world and Jewish people everywhere. This is a site that's of
Hold
This
on.
is inside the spot.
Hold on. Is this really distressing for Jewish people? Are you guys distressed?
I'm super distressed.
I'm more entertained than distressed.
Yeah.
I'm distressed that the like Rob said earlier, the renewed widespread stereotyping of Jews that is going to occur as a result of this. Well, no, can I just?
I really like they really did fuck over the whole shul or what have you, just because now the whole place has to be closed because they started fucking right now. No one can use it.
Yeah.
And one of the tunnels was apparently directly under the ladies section of that mikvah that they mentioned. And so one of two things could be happening. You know, they could either be spying on these girls, which again, conspiracy theory, don't want to fall into this, or
But that's like a fucking conspiracy theory from the movie Porky's. That's not an
Right.
conspiracy theory.
and
all these Jews, they're always looking into women menstruating into a bath.
but beyond that, or
People,
just
it's
like,
coming.
even giving them the benefit of the doubt, and they're just, naive idiots. Like, these women could be in the changing room, and all of a sudden they crash through the floor because they messed up the structural integrity under them. Like, this is not meant to be.
Listen, again, whatever Hashem wills to happen, that's what's meant to happen. If it's a woman falling through the floor, getting ravaged by half a dozen Orthodox incels, then that's what's meant to be, Rob. We can't judge.
Well, it wasn't mentioned in the story so far. I don't seem like they glossed over it, but this is like an extreme holy site for this particular sect of Jews. This is where like the Rebbe that they thought was the Messiah was Mashiach. This was his like home church. So
they still think he is. You still see
Yeah.
signs all over Brooklyn.
Yeah.
He's coming back. It's gonna happen.
Which is so funny to me. I know I've spoken about this on the show, but they spent like 30 years believing that this guy was the Messiah and that when he died, he would take over the universe and take a seat on the throne, the celestial throne. And then he died. Nothing happened. And they switched it all instantly overnight. They switched it to one day he'll come back.
Yeah, it's like all the doomsday cults where they're like, the year 2000, the world's going to end. Well, actually, no. The calendar, we read the calendar wrong. It's the year 2006.
And by the way,
no. That was
so we're not confusing the audience. These are the reasonable people in this story. These are the people who are mad about the tunnel being dug. Okay, sorry about that.
Well, I do want to point out that the great Rabbi Lubavitch, if not for him, I would not be here today.
Get his name right, Rob. Show proper respect to the honorable Menachem Schneerson.
If not for Rabbi Schneerson, Rabba wouldn't be here because he is directly responsible for my dad's immigration into the United States of America.
Well, you'd just be doing the podcast from Iran.
Well, he would have never met my mother, so
I believe true love finds a way, Rob.
Again, Hashem would have made it happen.
They would have been pen pals and then met one day somehow. But in Iran, she would have loved him so much that she went to Iran.
Oh.
The Iron Sheik would have facilitated it somehow.
He would have been your Menachem Schneerson.
You're the intelligent lady. I fly you to Iran to meeting your true love.
Well, he was also an Iranian refugee, the Sheik.
Right, he has money.
So, the Associated Press says that the passageway is believed to have started in the basement of an empty apartment building behind the Chabad headquarters, snaking under a series of offices and lecture halls before eventually connecting to the synagogue. According to Madi Seligason, a spokesman for Chabad. He characterized the construction as a rogue act of vandalism committed by a group of misguided young men, condemning the extremists who broke through the wall of the synagogue, vandalizing the sanctuary in an effort to preserve their unauthorized access.
I don't know. I think Sid's onto something. They were just trying to tunnel and see some Jewish puss. By the way, do we explain what a mikveh is? There's so much culture here that we're just glossing over. A mikveh is where all the women get together and take their menstrual baths. The women have to cleanse themselves in the eyes of God. So they go into this room and they
do it together or is it one at a time?
Well, you can do it one at a time if you happen to be the only person in there, but it's a communal bath.
Oh, so everybody's just intermingling their period bloods?
I think so, yeah. As far as I know, yeah.
And then what happens with that water afterwards? Is that what Manischewitz wine is made from? Is that where they get that?
I hope not.
Delicious.
I might. You know what? I think it's possible that it's like little pools that are separated, but they're all in the same room.
Okay.
I can ask.
Maybe it's different depending on like the subsect. They have different like restrictions. I have no idea. Rob, can you text Noah and ask like what kind of mikveh she uses?
She's in the mikveh right now, so she'll get back to us.
Yeah, the ones in Arizona, in Tucson, they're not as crowded as the ones here, so it's very easy for her. Well, surprisingly,
she had to tunnel all the way from here to get it right.
There's been a ton of great videos that have spurred from this. So, when the cops arrived, there was this whole protest. There's all this, drama back and forth. And then this one cop in particular, who I eventually came to learn to be known as the rabbi in this particular precinct, just because he is so familiar with the Jewish issues that they just default to him dealing with them.
Yeah.
And he's this Italian guy. And here's a brief video of him trying to calm the folks.
The perpetrator was found with a very Hasidic shovel underneath the shul.
This is exactly the guy.
Why you need to expense something? Not like this. Apartment of buildings. Not safe. We don't do that in America.
Where you from? Israel? We don't do that in America.
Is that guy not from America who's talking to him? I mean,
He didn't. I mean, it's hard to tell because even the ones born here sometimes have accents that don't sound American. But I think like this is like the world headquarters, so I think people from all over come here at some point to like study or tunnel, whatever it is that their visa says.
I don't know what am I thinking? Of course, that guy would be culturally sensitive. He's the rabbi.
But like honestly, even if the guy was born here, he might not know what we do in America because, as you said before, they have their own separate society that barely counts, barely follows our rules.
I mean, it's so insular that you basically can live for quite a few years without ever leaving your 20 block radius and being, like you said, completely insulated.
Shifty Shortcake with a good call. The cop sounds like he's about to call the crowd a bunch of clowns in costumes.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I mean, literally, it's sort of what they are.
Bunch of fucking clowns in costumes.
And of course, there was also that one video. I don't have it saved. Maybe I could find it, but of just one of these Hasidic Jews climbing out of the tunnel, which is just straight out of I don't even know. Like this is peak New York for me.
Yeah,
in terms of just like what the fuck is going on. Here's a photo of the tunnel.
Okay.
Here's what it looks like on the inside.
All right.
Some people are also speculating that this might just be like a chill hang for the Hasids that want to just smoke some pot or have a little drink.
Was there any debris found in the tunnels that would lead to this assumption? Any nudie mags or any like
nothing like
wall paintings like the cavemen used to do?
Any wine stem glasses full of Christian baby blood?
Or Jewish period blood.
That's right. They're just holding a wine bottle underneath the mikveh. Come on. Slow month.
It's like getting maple syrup out of a tree.
They got a little tap that they stick into the bathtub.
A lot of old New York references in our chat right now.
New York is back, baby. Is this the old New York, Rabba? Yes, this is the old New York.
The greatest tunnels in the world. But they won't let us build them anymore. I miss the old New York.
I'm trying to find the video because it's just, I feel like we need to document this particular video.
Should we take a field trip there? Do like a remote episode?
Are the tunnels going to be accessible anymore? I feel like they're going to fill them in.
Well, no, they've. I mean, we could go to the Hamad, but they've completely sealed off the tunnel.
It could be like our Tad Steaks.
And they've like, so here's the video. I found the video. There's no real audio. The audio is just, generic ambience from a New York City street, but it's an Orthodox Jew just climbing out of a gated tunnle like he's a Ninja Turtle.
Ground and running away.
Yeah, and running away. Like, don't document it.
The wildest thing about this video to me is that he's in his full garb. He's got the suit. He's got the hat. Everything. I always think of how uncomfortable just regular life is for these dudes because of how much clothing they have to wear. But imagine that level of discomfort in a fucking subterranean filthy tunnel.
Yeah.
And he's so devout. He still won't take off. It's like me when I go outside and I refuse to take my hat off. Yeah. But like times 1,000.
Even getting out, you would think getting out of climbing up, he would hold on to it or something, but no.
No, it's amazing. You have to admire it a little bit.
This guy looks like maybe 25, and he's just got the posture of a 70-year-old man. He's like
the tunnel probably doesn't have very good clearance. He's probably hunched over.
That's the other thing. If you're a tall person, those tunnels must be so uncomfortable. You got to be hunched over the whole time.
I think he's just an out of shape, malnourished old Jew. That's the problem. He's like, yeah.
All he's eating is matzah in there.
All right, we can stop looping this video.
But
Shifty
speaking of-
Short Guy thought that was a cat at the beginning of the video.
This place is a few blocks away from my first sexual experience.
Whoa! Is that the mikvah? It was in the mikvah.
That was my first girlfriend. That was where she lived, like not too far from there. This neighborhood is very segregated, so it's like Jews live on one block, and then on the next block it's like Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and Caribbean black people. And it's just back and forth. And then the next block is the other thing. It's like they don't live on the same block usually, but they all live together in the same neighborhood.
Back in the day when we were younger, there was a big riot that happened down there because of that stuff. Those tensions.
Yeah. That was before I was. When was that riot? 88? Something like
was
that?
it? In my mind, it's like early 90s. Let's see. 91.
Oh, okay. Also, that was right around the time I was going there to see this girl.
Did it happen? Were you losing your virginity during a riot?
Maybe.
That's a pretty awesome story.
No, it would be 1990 that I lost my
virginity. Okay.
And this was the girl with the anal sex, or this was the anal sex girl,
No.
or was okay. This was vaginal.
Kind of
second girlfriend was that one.
Okay.
Girlfriend number 2 was the anal girlfriend.
Well, I did it one time, and I wasn't a fan, but she was. So because I loved her dearly, I participated.
So giving.
I'm sorry if you had already said this. I was a little distracted with Twitter, but how did you meet this girl?
How did I meet
the first girl? Your girlfriend number 1.
Oh, we just had mutual friends, and she's older.
Which I feel you don't hear that anymore. People with mutual friends are all like, "Stay the fuck away from my friend. You don't want to be with her. She's crazy."
Yeah.
or vice versa. You only can get with people that you have no mutual friends with.
Now, Darren, let me ask you this: if when you were losing your virginity to this woman, in the middle of the encounter, all of a sudden you heard a rumbling from downstairs, and then the floor cracked open, and a young Orthodox Jewish man popped out, would you have stopped the sexual encounter to deal with the situation, or you have kept pounding till completion and then dealt?
I might never have had sex again. I would feel that I opened up a portal to hell.
What if he popped out with like a bowl of popcorn and just was like,
"Don't stop for me"?
Yeah.
No, I would have probably thought it was like the movie The Gate, where I had summoned a hole in the ground for demons to emerge from. And I would have sheathed my penis for the rest of the time.
That's some amazing PTSD to have for the rest of your life. Anytime you're about to have sex, you worry that an Orthodox Jew might emerge from the ground.
There might be a connection, honey. I'm sorry. We have to be platonic.
Look, I don't know which other way I could say this, but we can't have sex because...
Yeah, that's the funniest way to finish that sentence. I can't take that chance. Don't you understand? You don't understand what kind of power this thing might have.
And would you, after that, always need to be on top so you have a view of the floor? Or would you always need to be on the bottom so in case he emerged, he couldn't mount you?
I would need to take it up the ass so that my back is protected by somebody who will get killed first, and B, I can look at the floor for any emerging tunnels. I'd have to become a bottom.
That's a drop. Oh my god.
I did find the full cop video. I want to play a little more of this. New York icon.
These Jews, I got with them every fucking day, bro. You don't understand. It's driving me crazy. Looks like Andrew Dice Clay. Little Jack Horner, speaking of fucking
Because there was a guy wanting to go out. There was a guy wanting to go out.
Stop.
I want to clear the whole shooter.
Rob, what did he say that produced the stop? Why? What's the guy saying that's so crazy?
I think they're trying to delay the filling of the tunnels, maybe saying like, oh, there might be a guy there. And they're like, oh, stop.
They always got to negotiate. They always got to haggle, these Jews. Am I right?
I mean, that's a pretty reasonable thing to do, is go look and see if there's a person in the tunnel you're about to fill in.
I imagine they did. I would hope they did.
That's probably why we had that video of the dude running out from the other end of the tunnel. He probably felt the cement coming. He's
Yeah,
like, oh,
he
shit.
saw a big tidal wave of cement about to catch up with him. Oh, you better get out of here first.
No, because there was a guy wanting to go out. There was a guy wanting to go out. They
See, they know. I want to clear the whole shul out.
They want to fix this tonight. They need the shul cleared. And to why we need to expensive something. Not like this. Not safe. We don't do that in America.
I try to go in there, clean the shul out. These guys are in there like eating some weird pastrami or something. I mean, Maron, I don't know. I couldn't get them out. They're doing prayers. Oof, Maron, they're all sitting in this tunnel. They don't want to leave.
Just the best. Just thank you so much to the young members of the Chabad Brooklyn for providing me with so many wonderful moments of entertainment.
I mean, people say Gen Z won't get off their phones and get up and do something. Here's an example of a hands-on project that they did. They built a tunnel. Okay? Can you stop complaining about the younger generation people?
Also, like, I'm sure this has been said by other people, but it's a really bad look when in Israel, all they're doing is saying how Hamas has tunnels underneath hospitals and shit. And then we turn around and you guys have tunnels too? Like,
we found the tunnels.
Come on, man. The timing, just come on. Be more conscious of the public relations here.
So naturally, this did lead to actual, like, classic anti-Semitism because, I mean, how could it not? You know, like, it's so like the jokes just like we're having so much fun, and I would like to think we're not anti-Semitic. I can only imagine in the wrong hands what they could do with this, and leave it to the ADL to immediately jump on this.
For the Always Digging League, right?
Yes.
Go on.
What does it stand for real?
Anti-defamation League.
Thank you. I couldn't. Anyway, so they should have a whole thing about false memes from this thing. And it's like, I haven't seen any of these, but some of this stuff is hilarious. Like, look at the, like, why would you share this photo? You know, like,
God.
This is wrong. Don't do this.
Like, so cute. Look at that cute little mouse.
It's Fievel.
You're doing anti-Jew propaganda. You got to make it look like a scary mouse, at least.
Yeah,
or a
rat.
And then there's this AI art of these Orthodox Jews.
I feel terrible for laughing at this.
I mean, like, who would take this seriously? This is so obviously AI art.
But what's anti-Semitic about it?
Oh, that there's just like these dirty mattresses down there for, I don't know. I don't even know what they're
down
doing.
There, though, it would be dirty.
This one is the craziest one.
I have
like,
a problem with
how
this.
do
You want to describe it first because we have audio listeners.
So for the audio listeners, okay, so the background is a real life photo of a New York City block with Orthodox Jews walking around. And then in the foreground is a cartoon photo of an oversized, it really looks like a gerbil. I guess it's supposed to be a rat, but it looks like a very cute gerbil in the traditional male Orthodox garb. And the gerbil is holding like a Cabbage Patch baby that is
it's
bleeding.
An actual baby.
And it's very
but it's bleeding like grape jelly or something.
The
and there's also
happy to be eaten, by the way.
Yeah, there's also a used peanut butter.
Well, listen,
I don't know.
Is that a Snapple bottle? Is that a Snapple bottle on the left?
It looks like Rose cussing. You got baby in my peanut butter. Now go back to that photo, please.
Oh, no.
I am offended by this, but not because it's anti-Semitic. I'm offended by the inconsistent world building. Because we have a human-sized rat who's a Jew, and then 3 feet behind him we have a human Jew. What is the world where is this like how monkeys and humans evolve differently, but along the same timeline?
Maybe this is like the color photo is without the they live glasses. Or I mean the black and white photo is without the they live glasses. The color stuff is when you put the they live glasses on.
Also, the rat appears to be floating in midair.
Yes.
Like if
Yeah,
you look,
it's
there's
barely clinging onto the
1 foot.
Yeah, like where's this foot?
Yeah.
The tail is holding it up.
But all right, if this
Doesn't
is
make
the
sense.
they live glasses, why am I'm looking through one set of glasses clearly. Why am I seeing, was there one lens on one side and not on the other side?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure
Maybe
there.
They're
better.
transition lenses.
Clearly AI is not good at racism, which is good for us as humans.
Yeah, for now.
There is a whole AP article about fact focus, like claims and facts. And again, I start to feel like this is a little unnecessary because all you're doing is amplifying these very thinly, sourced accusations.
Yeah, when like a 14-year-old incel wants to now Google anti-Semitic Jewish pictures, you're giving them a treasure trove.
Yeah, exactly.
Tagged and everything.
So, claim the tunnel is connected to a local children's museum. Fact, the tunnel does not connect to a local children's museum, which is located across the street from the Chabad headquarters.
But also, if it was, it's not like it's a museum that displays actual children. Who cares? What does that matter?
They build the tunnel and then they wait for a tour group to go through.
Right, they kidnap a child, pull them. I guess that's the word. Claim the tunnel was used for child sex trafficking or other illicit activities. Such claims are unfounded, hinting at long-standing anti-Semitic tropes and more recently baseless conspiracy theories about child trafficking rings run by elite public figures, including government officials. Yada, yada, yada. Like, they really just spent so many words.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Now, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but I don't think... Wasn't there an enormous sex trafficking ring that just got caught?
That's the thing. It's like they don't need tunnels for their sex trafficking. They were doing them above ground very easily.
Yes, this is my point. It is ridiculous because there is a sex trafficking ring that we have identified and caught, and within the Jewish community as well. And it's not because they're Jewish; it's because there's an enormous amount of pedophiles in the world, and it's horrible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's see what. Oh, I guess those were the only claims.
Are you disappointed?
I wish there were more.
The fact check is hilarious.
Like, why did this article need to be written? I don't know.
It was a slow news day otherwise.
The fact check should be: don't connect this tunnel to the massive amounts of pedophiles that are roaming around. It has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, if anything,
give the pedophiles ideas.
Like you're creating a more clear link with this SEO stuff here.
Yes, that's the thing. It boggles my mind when these people say, "Oh, people think there's a pedophile." Right? Fact check, false. Look, have you not looked around you?
Well, the tunnels have been sealed up. From what we've heard, Eric Adams is on the case because he cares.
Our beloved mayor.
Here's one where is this anti-Semitic? What do you think?
It's funny.
Read it.
Yes,
Rob, describe, please.
It's a photo of Leonardo from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming out of a tunnel, and then a poorly photoshopped hat and payas, which are the sideburn curls. And then the caption in impact font says, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm just wondering if there's a better pun they could have come up with, but I don't know. Teenage Meshuggah Ninja Turtles? Would that be better? I don't know.
Well, there was. This is good. Like, this is just secret New York Jewish tunnel. Secret New York Jewish tunnel. Secret New York Jewish tunnel.
But it's only funny when you sing it. On its own, it's not. It needs the extra element.
Yeah, none of these are really grabbing.
Secret New York Jewish tunnel. Secret New York Jewish tunnel. Secret New York Jewish tunnel.
He didn't even write that next line, the punchline.
No. But speaking of Eric Adams keeping us safe, we may have covered this before, but I have a feeling it's so funny that we could do it again. Many moons ago, before he was the mayor of our great city, he released this video of how to search your child's room for drugs. Because, of course, this guy used to be a cop.
Make sure they don't have a secret New York
jewelry box. You can look in the jewelry box. A jewelry box of this nature, maybe a simple jewelry box, but if you look through it closely, you don't know what your child may be hiding. For instance, a gun. Look at picture frames and behind them, cameras. Try to determine what's taking place. Behind a picture frame, you can find bullets. You should always, when your child brings in his popular knapsack with many different locations, look through it to see what exactly is your child carrying in addition to a book. Something simple as a crack pipe. Something simple as a baby doll. Could be just a baby doll, but also it could be a place where you can secrete or hide drugs. Run your hands over the pillows and see if you feel anything that's unusual. Like a pillow like this with a button is a perfect invitation to hide something. And I felt something bumpy.
Yeah,
I would reach in, see what it is. Just look.
What? There was a gun.
It could be more than just books. Perfect place to hide cocaine. You can look in the jewelry.
He just took all the shit from his personal stash and hid it around the room. For
What was this video for?
I'm not sure.
Like, was this a Tim and Eric thing, or I'm trying to understand the context?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the full video. It's 5 minutes. Oh, thank God.
Rob, I want to also give some credit to where credit is due to Eric Adams. Secrete in that word was used correctly. That is a real word to hide something.
Okay. Wow. Wow.
Liquor you are.
Person was
I
shot.
know. I just love Eric Adams.
I realize how important
this
my
mustache
crusade is of removing illegal handguns
old,
off the
right?
streets of New York.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm New York State Senator Eric Adams, and for 22 years.
Why does he have the cadence of like a Tracy Morgan character?
I mean,
that's who Tracy Morgan's making fun of with this.
I wore
Not
a
him
bulletproof
specifically.
vest and stood on the street corners and protected children and families in the city of New York. I'm asking you to join me in this crusade of removing illegal handguns off our streets and out of our homes. Please come and join me inside my house as I show you how simple items such as bamboo paper can be an indicator of marijuana
Bamboo
use,
paper,
or a cut of
bullet.
straw can be an indicator of using cocaine. I will show you how to search a room
Thank
to
God.
ensure that you remove illegal handguns and other contraband from your home.
What about if
I
they're
would like
legal
to show
handguns,
here
Eric?
is to empower parents on how to search
Yeah, this music
a
is
room
just so
inside
confusing.
their home. It's imperative that you should know what's inside your household. And no one can state that you can't search a room in your own home. You write the Constitution. There are no First Amendment rights inside your household. It is your obligation and responsibility not only to protect
Make sure
the
your
child
child
that
do
may
not
be
have
using
Hung
illegal
and Hungry
drugs
magazine
or
hidden
carrying
under his
illegal
pillow.
Oh no! Thank God Rob's parents didn't get that message when he was a child.
I had no such material in house, only on the computer.
But you also have to protect the members of the household, their younger brothers and younger sisters, and the other elder members of the household. So
How
by
many people live in
periodically
this house,
sending a
Eric? What are you
message to your
talking
home
about?
That there's no room
Is this
off
a
limits.
Lubavitcher
You
household?
don't believe in locked doors. Your house is open to inspection by your house and the members of your house. The message is
We get
you
it, buddy.
expect your children to do what's
Yeah, we
right,
got it.
but
Look
you
behind
always have
things.
to inspect what you expect, and that's the key to
shut
providing
up.
some preventive safety. So if
He
you
was
come
so
to a
proud of
room
that line
like
when he
this,
wrote that down.
we can start out. I always
Inspect
recommend to
what
start
you
out in a periodic fashion, so you'll be used to going through the room to look at the various items in the room. You can look in a jewelry box. A jewelry box of this nature, maybe a simple.
Did this
jewelry
ever
box,
help
but
one
if you
person?
look through it closely, you don't know what your child may be hiding. For instance, a gun could be hidden.
I
a
never
small
thought
caliber
to look
weapon
in a
could be
box.
hidden
I was
inside
looking
a
for
jewelry
that, but I
box.
never looked
Look
inside
at
a box.
the various colognes and perfumes and photos.
Look
and
at the
pictures.
various colognes.
And
You
the
should always,
lubes
when your
and the
child bring
lotions.
in his popular
There's
knapsack with many different locations, look through it to see.
I love that
what
a knapsack
exactly
has different
is your child
locations.
carrying in addition to a book.
There are
Something
many
simple as a
compartments.
crack pipe. A used crack pipe. Could he have found it on the street? That's
You
quite
never know what
possible.
kind of
But
weapons
this
could
is a-
transpire upon the stage of the knapsack.
He is Phil Anselmo.
a
Did you hear what he just
discussion
said?
piece.
They might have found the crack pipe.
He might say it may have fell in the bag. Yeah, like.
What is he, a
That's
crack pipe
a used
enthusiast?
crack pipe.
Well, you know, he's a hoarder. He doesn't want to throw
In
anything
addition
out.
to a book. Something simple as a crack pipe, a used crack
it
pipe.
simple?
Could he have found it on the street? That's quite possible. But this is a discussion piece where you should start speaking.
I
with
bet
it
it is.
and
Yeah,
find
I
out
bet
where
it
he's
is.
going with it. And
In one world is finding a crack pipe not a discussion piece. It's my son's crack pipe. Okay, moving on. Wait, what?
Some collect stamps, you know.
Also, he clarifies that it's a used crack pipe. If it's an unused crack pipe, is
More of a
that okay?
conversation piece.
Is it less of a conversation?
Much more.
and the whole use of drugs. This invokes conversations.
I
Look
bet
at
it
picture
does.
frames and behind them, cameras.
That's
Try
not
to
used
determine
correctly.
what's taking
What
place.
cameras is he talking
Behind a
about?
picture
Is
frame,
he
you
just
can find
accidentally?
bullets. What
He's,
does that mean?
he's just naming things in the apartment, and there's a camera filming him. Did he accidentally name the camera filming him? Is that
You
what-
might
Like, is he saying?
Oh
my
wait, no,
friend
no. Did he
Fred.
say candles? And it sounded like cameras.
Oh, okay.
Because he
Yeah,
touched a
maybe that.
candle as he said
Let's
it.
go back. Let's hear it. Let's pump up the volume.
It's like there's a proof.
Try to determine what's taking place. Behind a picture
Oh, wait,
frame.
I gotta
you
go
can
back a
find-
little more.
This invokes conversations. Look at picture frames and behind them, cameras. Try to determine
No,
what's
he
taking
says cameras,
Yeah.
but
But he
I think
means
you're right.
candles.
He means
I thought he
candles.
was saying at first you should put a camera there so you see all the shit your kids
Ah,
are doing.
maybe.
I assumed it was that the child has a hidden camera hidden behind.
You know
catch
when
the
your
parent
shitty
for this
parents are in there
movie?
fucking
Yeah.
around and invading your privacy?
place. Behind a picture frame, you can find bullets. What does that mean to
What
find
does
bullets?
that
Does it
mean?
your
Who
child
would
is-
keep
is carrying a
loose
gun? No.
bullets on a shelf?
Where there's
behind a-
smoke,
There's a million better places to hide bullets. What?
Yeah, they could just roll behind your entertainment center. You wouldn't want that.
Wouldn't you just keep them in your gun?
Well, what if you need extra
Then
bullets?
you have like a little box.
You would think that a shitty, corrupt cop like this would be better at setting up a crime scene, framing
This
somebody.
is very lazy work. Even
Just
a
throw a
judge that
bullet
wants
right
to
here.
buy your bullshit wouldn't be able to allow this.
Yeah. Sorry, can't buy that, Eric.
There's possible fire. Where there's a bullet, there's possibly a gun. You should engage in the conversation
Yeah.
and find out.
Hold on,
Quick,
we
back.
cut off this this little metaphor he tried. I want to hear it in full.
There's possible fire.
Where there's
a
smoke,
bullet,
there's possible
possibly a gun. You
Where
should
there's smoke, there's
engage in
possible
the conversation
marijuana.
and
Isn't
find
that
out
what we're
are
talking
they
about,
doing-
Aaron? Come
doing
on, you
with
missed
the
it.
item, and this
I lost the
empowers the
track there.
parents. Look at
What was
all the items inside the room.
What were you gonna say?
Sculpture of a discus thrower or something.
Yeah, what child's room is this?
It's little Eric Adams.
He's
Fill
in
around
Ira
and see
Glass's
what's the
room. What the
possibility.
fuck is
Something simple as a baby doll. Could
What
be
are those
just a baby
CDs
doll,
in the
but also it could be a place where you can secrete or hide drugs. Run your hands over the pillows and see if you feel anything that's unusual. Like a pillow like this with a button is a perfect invitation to hide something. I felt something bumpy. I would reach in, see what it is. This one could be hidden inside a pillow, a gun. Maybe something that you'll think that can't be hidden there, but it can. And what happens not only when
I would think if he's hiding a gun, like why would you keep that pillow by your head, where you could accidentally roll over and shoot yourself in the fucking head?
When your child wakes up, do you see the imprint of a gun on one of their cheeks? They might be sleeping on a gun pillow. What?
Does your child have a bullet hole in his nostril? This may indicate a gun in his pillow.
When they blow their nose, does gunpowder come
is in
out?
possession of it.
Did a Jew climb out of a tunnel in your son's bedroom and hand him a gun?
Oh no, that's how they do it. God damn it, sneaky.
See, the blacks and the Jews are allies.
Only when the person who is carrying this illegal gun is in possession of it, but also a child that comes into the room and plays on the bed, they find this gun. Let me tell you what a child would do. A child would take this gun, and because the trigger pull is so hard, they normally take the gun and they point it in their direction.
What are you doing?
So many gun
we were so
accidents
close
take
to
place
having a
merely
better
because
man.
the child discovers a gun in the room and believes it's a toy, and they play with the gun. Just look and see what's inside.
Perhaps
How
they are
dumb is
filming.
this child?
More than just books.
Perhaps they are filming a parent's educational video and accidentally point the gun at themselves and
Well, we could only dream.
Just look and see what's inside your bookcases. It could be more than just books. Perfect place to hide
I need
cocaine
someone to
or other
redo that
illegal
Mayhem
substances.
album cover, except it's Eric Adams with his head blown off. Could someone Photoshop that quickly? Thank you. That would be the most Livecast specific Photoshop ever done. Like, we are the only people
My message
demanding
to you,
that.
You just have to put Joe Franklin in there somehow. Then it's...
Let's see, what's
the
his message
substance
down?
inside the room. My message to you, you have an obligation to protect your home. The First Amendment does not apply to the right of parents to go through their homes to remove contraband or any other unsafe item. There are no First Amendment rights in your home. You have a duty and obligation to protect the members of
First
your
of all, that's
household.
not the First Amendment, Mr. Cop. This is the amendment about the legal search and seizure. Now, the First Amendment is free speech and the right to assemble and all that. It's the Fourth Amendment. Stupid.
Oh, man.
Shifty Shorking, Eric Adams be like, this might look like a simple boot, but it's actually an ass-kicking apparatus. Cookman comments, Eric Adams basically steering kids to keister their hard drugs to keep them from their parents.
Yeah.
They also, by the way, what a world he's creating where like every child is a secret gun runner and fucking coke addict. Like, gee, the paranoia, you know? Apart from the stupid demonstration about where the guns can be and all that, just the fact that like instructing parents to be such narcs,
Suspicious of their
Yeah.
kids. Yeah.
maybe just trust your fucking kids that they're not
yeah,
shooting
like
anybody.
that's the thing. Like, how do you think your kid would feel if you do this and accuse them of all this stuff, and you don't find anything, and you just ransack their fucking room?
Well,
It's
you
gotta
do when
be
they're
here.
not home.
Yeah, but they don't clean it up; they just leave it.
Yeah.
Eric Adams told me you have coke in here. I'm gonna fucking find it.
Mom, why have all my teddy bears been gutted?
We got parents standing there.
Where is the cocaine, Charlie?
He's got a switchblade in his hand. It's got to be here somewhere. Kid just wants to do calculus.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really just like it's the parent that just really wants to do cocaine. And it's like, oh, maybe my kid has some
extra. Yeah.
I'd buy that.
You don't have to buy it. Take it from your kids.
Oh yeah, fair. Yeah,
buy it from your kids. Support the economy.
You go on with a ski mask down to the corner, so they don't know it's you. Just like, Dad, is that? No. My name's Edward.
I don't want to make this show all about the plight of the Jews, but another example of sheer anti-Semitism on display. Thank you for your wonderful reporting, the New York Post, and the story is: gay Jewish man claims lesbian couple ditched him as sperm donor because of war in Gaza.
Did he do it? Wait, was the man Bibi Netanyahu?
I didn't know Bibi was gay.
I didn't either. This is new.
He's bi. It's right there in his name.
Bye Netanyahu.
Yeah.
Oh, now we know why they call him that.
A Jewish Australian hairdresser who is donating sperm to a lesbian couple was shocked when he received a text from them last month informing him they no longer wanted to use his seed because of the current conflict in Gaza. Jay Lazarus, 37, who describes himself as a proud South African-born, Australian-raised gay Jewish man,
That's a lot of
told
stuff.
the Post he
Fucking
was left
identity politics.
he was left reeling by the lesbian couple's decision. The journey began in October 2022 when the Perth-based stylist, who knew he had always wanted to donate sperm to help couples, joined a Facebook group which helps couples find sperm donors. Lazarus said he was struck by a Queensland couple's story and decided he wanted to help them. Fertility laws are very different down under, and Lazarus underwent months of genetic testing, medical tests, and in-person counseling sessions with his partner. He also became close with the duo, speaking to them on Zoom chats and keeping in weekly contact via texts and calls. The couple knew from the get-go that Lazarus was Jewish. He was also very open to how much they wanted him in their child's life. He was happy to be an uncle figure who would be known as the biological father, or if they preferred, to have no contact at all. He donated sperm in September 2023 and it was immediately frozen for 3 months until more testing was done. After October 7th, Lazarus shared Instagram posts supporting Israel, none critical of the Palestinian people. The couple made no mention of the posts or commented on them. However, the relationship was severed last month when they abruptly texted him. When they expressed deep gratitude and acknowledged that he had been absolutely amazing through the entire journey, they didn't feel comfortable continuing to use his sperm to conceive because they were deeply affected by the war between Israel and Gaza. Quote, "We are down the rabbit hole with the depth of our emotions and the ethical challenges, and truth be told, we feel out of depth proceeding," the lesbian couple texted him.
I was sitting in my tunnel counting my money when they told me. I was devastated.
I don't understand how they're saying this. So he's saying he sat on this for weeks until deciding to share his story about prejudice. Prejudice is still persuasive even in progressive circles that champion kindness and love. Anti-Semitism is not just a relic of the past, but living, breathing prejudice that continues today. He acknowledged he can't change their view, but I refuse to let it diminish my pride or lose hope. Do you guys want to see what this guy looks like?
I want to see if you would bang him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Oh.
No, I see.
He's jacked. You know, like that.
I
He
would
looks
not
like
say
that.
this is
He
jacked.
looks like that
He's not
Russian
jacked.
pop
This does not
star.
look jacked.
He does. That's a good call.
He looks like the Australian South African Philip Kurkurov.
Philip Kurkurov. I was proud of myself that I remembered the name.
Nice.
This is him and his boyfriend.
Okay, nice picture.
It's him back there. Actually, without the filters, he looks much more attractive, but still not quite my type.
He seems like an AI drawing of a stereotypical gay guy. Very on the nose.
So who do you even root for in this story? Everybody seems like a fucking moron in this fucking story. Like,
well, it seems like a red meat story for conservatives.
Yeah.
Like these silly Palestinians or defenders getting upset.
but like, what are they defending Palestinians from? This is like a weird
exactly. Like, I don't
arena
understand.
to take that belief to.
They just can't associate with Jews anymore. Did this man actually ever state any support of Israel or anything like that?
Yes,
they said he posted on social media a supporting Israel post, but that didn't mention Palestine in any way.
All I heard, what I was gonna say, all I heard from that was that they never mentioned Palestine. So I thought it was just a complete absence of you're not promoting them enough. But I guess there was a pro-Israel thing too. Yeah,
but honestly, if you're that easy to change your mind on something, maybe you shouldn't be having kids. Maybe you shouldn't get any sperm. How about that? You guys seem like idiots.
I'll take I'll be the contrarian and say if I see I can understand someone being upset that you're posting Israeli stuff during this time. Like that could be off-putting. I would think. I'm not gonna say
also,
maybe ask him about it first before
it's very vague as well in the sense of he's saying, "Oh, I was just posting some support in Israel," but his support of Israel could be something that's, obscene, potentially.
Yeah, bomb those hospitals, baby.
But that would be mentioning Palestine.
I guess. Yeah, you're right.
And also, or were they afraid that the baby would be born a Zionist?
Maybe.
The guy said he was okay having contact as an uncle or having no contact with the kid. So
as soon as the baby could walk, it just started tunneling.
Right back inside the mom. Such a strange story.
Very weird story. And honestly, the thing about it that kind of bothers me that okay, even if he's genuinely feeling this way, oh, I think I've just been targeted because of my religion, which I don't think is what they're saying. But even still,
I mean, in a way, in a really dumb way, but yeah, it is.
But it's not because of his religion. It's more based on his support of Israel, which.
But they didn't say one way or the other, really.
Right.
And
but
it's
either way,
interconnected. It's hard to yeah.
Even still, let's say it is why run to the post with the story? This just, you know what I mean? You just seem like you're seeking attention here. What are you going to accomplish here other than perhaps getting this couple on some sort of blacklist?
Right.
I mean, the couple has a good
how are you subduing anti-Semitism by going public with the story? How does this help anything?
I guess it's just pointing out how ridiculous this whole thing has gotten, that this kind of stuff is happening. It's just to point out the absurdity of everything, maybe. I mean, we're talking about it.
Yeah, but we talk about
the
dumb
absurdity.
Shit. This is dumb shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so are we stopping anti-Semitism? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Yes, we're definitely doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, once this episode ends, we will have stopped anti-Semitism for the week.
Yeah. We'll know if they found it. If they went to another Jewish person, if the baby has bad posture and feels really bad about it.
Oh, no.
They saw that tunnel video. They were like, "Oh no, this is not gonna
They found the Jewish cop. The Italian cop came to scold them about that.
Or maybe they decided they wanted his sperm instead. He's
a strapping young man.
Good breeding material, yeah.
Oh, hey, I got a woman at home, man. I'm saying, hey, working on a bun in the oven. You know what I mean? I can't be having no Palestinian babies. You know what I mean? I got Italian. You know what I mean?
Angela,
Samantha, Jonathan. Was he banging Judith Licht?
She deserves to get banged.
Sure.
National treasure.
A handsome woman.
Where does she stand on the Gaza conflict?
In the tunnel.
I think the cop is more of a Catherine Hellman kind of guy.
Oh, you think? He likes the
banging the Mona. Yeah, he likes the ladies that know what they want.
Likes a gilf. Nice little gilf.
Rest in peace.
I never got that. That she was so hot. To me, Helen Mirren is who I think of as the hot older lady.
Well, there could be more than one.
No, I was trying to say I don't see her in that mold. I just saw her as an older lady.
Well, it just seemed to be like a trope in 80s sitcoms of the older redheaded lady who likes to fuck. Her and Rue McClanahan and Golden Girls. It was just a thing. Rue McClanahan wasn't a piece of ass watching that show. But for some reason, that was just a character type.
Holland Taylor was another one.
Oh yeah, is she still around? I think she's still around, right?
Yeah, she was dating. Who was that? She was in a lesbian relationship with somebody that was another celebrity that I can't remember.
Oh, was it
younger woman?
Fucking Sarah Paulson.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I think they're together now.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, Holland Taylor is 80 years old.
How old is Sarah? 40?
Definitely not that old. She is 49.
Oh, well, still older than I thought, but yeah, that's a wide gap.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to say with Katherine Hellman is I think she was portrayed as being like a sex pot as opposed to Rue McClanahan. I think it was kind of just a goofy joke. You know, it was funny that she was so horny. She was just like a regular person. But I thought Katherine Hellman, they always played it up
Actually
like,
fucked?
My God, she's so hot. And like, I was like my grandma.
I guess maybe in comparison to Judith Light.
Oh, that's not nice.
No, but like on the show,
No, because Judith
was
Light's
just kinda,
character is like a prude.
buttoned
Yeah.
up, yeah.
Maybe.
But yeah.
But she was like that in Soap too, wasn't she? Katherine Hellman. She was like a horny.
I don't know Soap that well. But she was that same character. Maybe
I
she
think
invented the character type.
Yeah. She was in Brazil too.
Never saw that.
She wasn't horny in Brazil though.
I mean, probably off camera.
Yeah.
She was wet the whole time.
Oh. It's very wet down in Brazil.
Shinji Shurkic has a good question, Darren. How does she compare to Rebecca?
Oh,
my
on.
God.
That's not even, come on. She's just a regular looking woman. That puts her leaps and bounds over Rebecca Moore. It looks like an alien.
And we have Jander in the chat who notes, put on my knockaround shorts and started watching the live cast for the first time in a year. Started an hour ago. I stretched my balls and everything to get ready. Thank you, Jander. Good to know your balls are nice and stretched.
Is it?
Rob would like photographic evidence later on. You can message him in the Discord.
Jander is of age. It's okay.
Yeah. Jander's in his early 60s, I think.
Yeah, probably. Just like us. Don't send those pics if you're underage. That's a no-no. Ball pics.
Or don't send them to someone who is underage.
That goes without saying. If you find a picture in your son's room,
if you find a picture of Jander's testicles,
you find any genitalia pics could be hidden in this toaster right here.
Send them for carbon dating so we can make sure that they are of legal age.
Send them all to Eric Adams, state senator. So
He's got an OnlyFans of just random ball pictures from people. Concerned parents.
They'll never know. I registered the domain as Shmeric Adams, not the mayor.
Should that be the episode title? Should
Shmeric Adams, not the mayor, at notthemayor.com. Just put Shmeric Adams, not the mayor. It's a foolproof plan. Wait, am I on camera still?
Now that Jander's here in the chat, I want to play this video, this little meme that he shared. It's ranking every time Dave Mustaine says balls.
Oh, speaking of Jander's balls.
Yeah.
Here we go. Gotta reload it. Oh.
Oh no.
You can listen to this forever. Balls.
Now, I just want to point out, he's not actually saying balls there.
Oh, no?
He's saying pulse. He's saying, you're trying to take his pulse. That's the line. But it sounds a lot like balls.
I was totally fooled.
Yeah. That makes it better. It's funnier to me that he's saying pulse and it sounds like balls.
Because I was going to say, if that's the lyric in the song, then this isn't every time he said balls. He says it constantly. But maybe these are just the times he mispronounced it like that, and the rest of the time it actually does sound right.
This reminds me, there's actually this Ariana Grande video.
Oh, no.
where it's a live thing where it sounds like she says the F-bomb, but she's in Las Vegas. So here, let me play this for you.
You can't say it in Las Vegas?
Did you hear it?
No, not the different F-bomb, not fuck.
Yes. But she's saying Vegas.
Sort of, yeah.
Putting the caption really sells it.
The more you hear it, the more it sounds like it.
Yeah.
One more time.
Oh my God, Ariana!
I never realized Las Vegas.
Well, it's okay.
Like...
She's a fruit fly, so she's saying it endearingly.
Is that a term?
That is a term. Well, you can
That's
like fag hag. Fag hag is outdated now. So fruit fly is like the.
That doesn't seem better. I mean, isn't fruit
it's less
just
censorable.
as offensive? Isn't fruit?
I think it's just not to say fag.
Right, but you're saying a different slur. I mean, it's
sure.
Fruit? That's not a good word. Is it? Am I
what's the better? What's the less offensive, better way to do it?
I don't think
You're
can.
not. I don't think you're wrong here at all. But I believe that's the.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying that you're not solving the problem by changing the nomenclature.
Butt
it's
slut?
more clever. What?
Butt slut?
What's that? Butt slut.
Oh dear.
That could describe. I love that you actually make some noise every time she says it, Rob. You're so.
I constantly pop for it. It's so funny.
Have you ever played that drop right before your partner climaxed?
They're making noise through the whole thing, Sid. Sorry. She does. To be fair, she does say it like Vegas.
Yeah.
She's encouraging. She might be doing this shit on purpose. Give him the news some more.
Shifty Shortcake says he suddenly has a boner and he can't explain why.
Yeah.
He's suddenly making some noise.
He's just imagining Ariana Grande cucking him and calling him a Vegas. Get on your knees, Vegas. Tell me you're a dirty little Vegas. I'm about to put this double-headed strap on in you, Vegas. That's right, Vegas. Tell mommy you love her, Vegas.
It really works either way. It really does.
Who's a little Vegas?
Are we gonna have to stop the show? Rob? Are you okay?
I'm sorry.
It's quite all right. Rob's about to go dig a tunnel so he can go in and laugh for the next half an hour.
A little verklempt.
Yeah, just emerge from the tunnel when you're done.
Oh my God! And make some noise.
And make some noise.
That's what they played before they cemented up the tunnel, just in case somebody
Vegas. How dare you call me a Vegas?
Vegas says what?
Thank you, Ariana, for this gift. And for Alaska and Willem for bringing it to my attention.
Oh.
Just through their podcast.
Legends.
Bless their hearts. And, okay. Whew. We're not doing a show next week. We're going to be off, by the way, I want to mention.
Yes.
Because I'm going to be in Miami, or coming back from Miami. I'm going to Miami this week just to get in the water.
Not Vegas?
Not Vegas. But pretty excited to get back on the beach. But hopefully I won't get too annoyed by the locals in Miami.
Now, if someone says that phrase while you're in Miami, you will know it's not a phonetic coincidence.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of drag bars, I'm sure. It depends on the content. I feel like of of the cities in Florida, Miami is likely the most gay friendly.
Oh
Probably.
my God, by far.
Yeah.
The rest of it is a hellhole.
It's not like I'm going to be in, Jacksonville or whatever.
Yeah.
Or just
That'll
even
be amazing.
Orlando. Honestly, Orlando is kind of. I went there.
Oh no, Orlando's got to be super gay friendly.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
All those like Disney character performers, it's all gays.
But wasn't that where the Pulse shooting was?
Well, that means there was one unfriendly to gay person, and then all those friendly
Fair.
to gay people that got shot up.
And if only Eric Adams had searched that person's room, looked inside the Teddy Ruxpin, they would have found an AK-47.
Pulse shooters, let me hear you make some noise.
Woo!
He played that drop right before he
Blam.
went into the club. It's fucked up.
Pow, pow. He got mad. He said, "Oh, there's all these damn Vegas around here." No, Eric Adams, why didn't you search his room?
Now I'm picturing that character from Street Fighter 2 getting shot.
Which one?
Vega.
Oh, Vega.
Vegas. It's a room full of Vegas, and they got shot. They made some noise. Somebody Photoshop that as well, please. Thank you.
Yes, Vega. Vega getting shot at a club with his mask and tatters.
Yeah. Blown right off his face. Very sad.
Could just deflect the bullets with the claw.
It's very narrow. It'd have to be some really good, like, Matrix level timing.
I mean, he's a top world class Street Fighter.
But that's the hand-to-hand combat. We ain't doing bullets in Street Fighter. Though we do like fireballs and shit. I guess that's that's a big bullet.
Yeah, it's blocking gigantic nuclear reactors every 3 seconds.
You okay, Rob?
I was just waiting. Oh, it's just the gift that keeps on giving, honestly. Shifty Shortcake asks, Rabba, did you see the Iron Claw? What did you think of it? No spoilers, please. It's not out in the UK yet.
I mean, it's based on a true story. What's there to spoil, really?
Yeah, but I will, without talking too much about it, is the three of us and Lonnie actually all recorded about an hour of our thoughts on the movie for Patreon earlier this month. And you could just check it out on there, patreon.com/RIPLivecast, $5 a month. Short answer is I liked it, but it had its problems.
Yes.
Agreed.
I
really liked some of it, and I really, really disliked some things about it.
Yeah. Worth watching overall, but, you know.
Yeah. And I like that it's gotten people talking, so that's exciting. And I will say it was a proper representation, although very sad, of pro wrestling in the mainstream. Like, they treated pro wrestling pretty well, mostly well, I will say, respectably.
Yeah.
They respected the wrestling.
See, if you want to make sure your kids don't have drugs and guns in their room, forget Eric Adams. You get Fritz von Erich in there.
Yeah.
What are you doing hiding shit inside your teddy bear? Come here. I'll tear you limb from limb. Challenge them to a match at the Sportatorium next week.
Oh, my God. Fritz versus Eric Adams.
No, against
rifle on a
kid.
pole match. I'd rather see Fritz
head.
Dusty Rose Muffler asks, Sid, what did you think about the guy that did the Golden Globes monologue, Joe Coy?
He was not funny. I'm not familiar with his other work, so I don't know if this was like a departure from him usually being funny or if he's just a hack. But he was bad. And he threw his writers under the bus constantly, which was like a really bad look. But it's very hard to do this well. It's a thankless job. It's a lose-lose. But I mean, I get if you think any publicity is good publicity, then this is the only way we were ever going to talk about Joe Coy on this show. So there you go. That's something.
Yeah, I was never a fan of his, and this monologue proved me correct. But I think we wouldn't really be talking about it if he wasn't so self-deprecating and throwing the writers under the bus. If you just
well, that's not self-deprecating. That's everyone
that's
else
true.
deprecating.
Yeah. That and the dumb, I guess, Barbie joke he got some heat for, but who cares?
Yeah.
Oh, who cares?
Yeah. The Emmys are Monday. Everyone will have forgotten that the Golden Globes even happened by then. It'll be a very short news cycle for him. Yeah.
I forgot the Emmy host is Anthony Anderson.
Who's not? He's an actor. I mean, was he ever a stand-up comedian? I just know him as an okay actor.
I will forever associate him. I know obviously he's had much success in the mainstream with like Blackish and all that, but for me, he'll always be the guy from the Saved by the Bell spinoff, California Dreams.
I don't think he was in that.
He was in that.
He was in one of those shows. I don't think it was that one.
It was in that one?
Was it City Guys or what was the basketball one? Maybe it was the basketball one.
Hold on. Am I Mandela?
Hang Time. He was on Hang Time.
Oh my god.
Fucking racist Rob thinking all live action Saturday morning show actors.
What does that have to
black
do with
actors
racism?
Like, because you confused him with a black guy from a different show.
Not true.
He was Teddy Broadus.
It was in the
on Hang
same.
Time.
You know what? I'm done here.
I'm sure he'll mention Hang Time in his monologue as like TV.
Okay, yes. Hang Time was the show I was thinking of.
You can apologize, Rob. Do you want to call out the black guy from California Dreams just to give him
let's
equal
give him
time?
Let's give him a shout out as well. Let's see.
Rob, do you want to confuse Lark Voorhees with somebody, or are you
Oh
misogynist?
no, Stacey Dash.
He only confuses male black actors.
Let's see. Oh man, some of these people did not age well.
That's not
From
surprising.
California Dreams.
Let's see it.
Here.
Kelly Packard, I remember.
I don't even know this show.
Sly, I remember.
Was it Tony Wicks?
Yeah, it might be.
He's so obscure, he doesn't even get an IMDb picture.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a photo.
William
Fun
James
show.
Jones.
That's a serial killer.
This guy's the one that looks like, whoa.
Yeah, he looks like
He was
Dean
the
Cain
coolest-
now.
Yeah, this is what he used to look like.
Oh. No, he sort of looks like a dullard.
That's fair.
Oh, they did a little reunion.
Oh,
Is
boy.
that Jesse Camp in the middle? Who the fuck is that fucking scarecrow looking motherfucker?
Is he like the producer or something, or the director or whatever?
No, I think this was like the main nerdy.
Oh
character.
yeah, it was. Oh my god, he
Oh.
is not. None of them have. Honestly, the black dude has aged the best of all of them.
That guy's the Screech of this show.
Mark, Zach, is this guy or
Zachary Throne. That
wait.
sounds like
Look,
adult
more-
film
Two
actor.
people play
Rob
the
would
same.
follow.
Two people play the same character.
That guy looks like Richard Lewis.
I think it was this. Anyway,
Brentley Gore. These are made up
California
fucking
Dream.
names. What is this?
anyway, check this out. I'm sure it's on Peacock, as I'm sure Hang Time is.
Bunch of
Yeah,
fucking
get on.
clowns.
They don't make shows like this anymore. Actually, they probably do. They're probably just on like the Disney
Nickelodeon
Channel.
or yeah.
Yeah, or like Paramount Plus or whatever. Anyway, let's talk about our
Fucking
Spotify.
clowns in costumes.
Let's talk about our Spotify playlist. Every week, we each pick a song. We dump it on this playlist.
Jeez.
Check it out on Spotify.
Dump
Check out this big dump we have.
Oh my god.
A big dump of 617 songs over 40 hours of dumpage.
A big dump in a tunnel.
My pick this week is from my favorite band to follow on Twitter, Sanguisigabog.
Sanguisugabog.
Sanguisigabog.
A former Death or No Death entry. A real band before they blew up.
Yes, and great on Twitter. There's been a whole chain of crazy silliness on Twitter this week that ended up with them roasting Ronnie Radke from Falling in Reverse, another Livecast alum, and they're just so good at it. I feel like Ronnie Radke was outmatched because he like what he likes to do is just vanity search his name. So even people who don't tag him but just happen to have written about him, he then quote tweets them, and Ronnie Radke has 100,000 followers or whatever, and then he's like a emo core version of Taylor Swift, because then like his minions then attack this random person, who like, leave me alone, like I'm not even looking for attention here, and now he's been kind of stepping on other beefs and yada yada. Then he started talking shit with synagogue, and I highly recommend checking their Twitter to see how they've roasted him. It's been a fun journey, and they're a very fun slammy death metal band as well. So here's one of their highlighted jams, "Dead as Shit." That's my pick.
You sound like you're queuing it up now.
Yeah.
Dead as Shit.
Here's
Synagogue.
mode.
Synagogue. Sid, what did you pick?
Well, speaking of serious, another discovery I made while listening to Fashion Punk in the car.
Faction, you mean?
Yeah, I know,
Not
but
fashion.
I'm just going to call it Fashion Punk from now on, just to
Why?
fucking spite them. Because that's what
okay.
it sounds like. Mannequin Pussy. They've been around forever. I've seen the name around for like over a decade, but I never bothered checking it out because I just don't bother with things in my life. But it played and it was really good. The song is "I Got Heaven." It's like a punky, riot girly, female fronted. It's one of the few good things to come out of Philadelphia is the band Mannequin Pussy. It's a good song, and there you go. Darren, what's your pick?
Well, my pick was going to be something else, and then I went to retrieve it, and it doesn't exist on Spotify.
Sad.
I had to abandon it, and I made a note to myself, because this has happened over the past 3 years. We've been doing this, or 4 years. It's happened before, and then I went scrambling to find another song. So I said, no matter what, whenever this happens, I'm going to use the absolute last song that I played without any exceptions, no matter how embarrassing it is or anything.
Oh.
And unfortunately, I have to report it's a very normal song from the band Marillion, which I'm sure you're familiar with, who are like sort of a pop prog band from the 80s. Huge band in the UK, not as much here, but still pretty big. And this happens to be like their most enormous hit, called Kaylee, which is a song about a guy kind of apologizing to one woman, but it's, the singer has said he wrote it to all the women he fucked over in his life. So it's like a man being more mature and apologizing for being an asshole to women. But very good and catchy. All their songs are catchy. And also I did a little research and found that, because it's such a normal song, I wanted to have something interesting to say about it, is that it was responsible for a massive spike in the name Kaylee being assigned to children, which wasn't a name really before. The guy just kind of made it up, or maybe he knew one person with that name, and then it blew up. This is a 1985 song, so there's like probably a lot of 40-ish year old women named Kaylee.
Is this who we blame Kaylee Cuoco on?
It's spelled differently, but maybe.
Let's see when she was born. She was born in 1985.
Aha!
Oh my God!
Wow.
Motherfuckers.
That's kind of incredible.
Wow, there you go.
Thanks, Marillion.
Yeah.
Well, she would have been born and been annoying anyway. I mean,
probably
would have had a different name.
Yeah.
Juliana in the chat asks, "Is that a Islanders hat?"
It sure is. The New York Islanders, my team since birth. My mother lived.
Juliana Vasquez, is that who you lost your virginity to in Crown Heights? Is she back?
No, her name is Jessica.
Vasquez.
Same letter. No, but she was Latina though. My mother lived in Long Island just before I was born. Came back to the city like, right before when she got pregnant. So I'm probably one of the few people that never lived in Long Island and roots for the Islanders. But I love the Islanders Probably second to only to the Mets as my favorite sports team.
Is it because you hate Rangers fans?
No, I mean, I feel like that comes with being an Islanders fan. It's like the other way around. You're an Islanders fan, but really living amongst Rangers fans is enough to make you hate them. Even if I wasn't an Islanders fan. They're just Rangers fans, but don't win anything. Well, not the Yankees kind of don't win anything either anymore. But they at least have a history.
Yeah.
The Rangers don't.
Dusty Rhodes wants to know
Giants
if
or
Giants.
Jets?
Giants. I'm a Giants fan. But I don't, it's not like baseball. Like, I don't hate the Jets. It's not like a blood feud or hockey, you know. And my mother's
that
a
team
Jets
is so
fan.
sad. There's nothing to hate with the Jets. Like, that's.
Well, you know, if the Yankees were that bad, I would still hate them equally intensely.
I don't think you would, though, because there'd be no history of them. Like, Jets fans aren't obnoxious.
Okay,
they
but
are just sad, and then Yankees fans would be that way.
But if that's in an alternate universe where the Yankees were always that bad,
Yeah.
The Yankees started to be the Jets now.
Oh, no.
It wouldn't relieve my hatred at all.
No, that I completely agree with. Yeah, I'm just saying if the Yankees' history was always like the Jets' history, then there'd be no reason to hate them.
I don't know, because the Rangers are kind of like the Jets of hockey, and their fans are still extremely horrible.
Yeah, Rangers and Knicks fans. Yeah.
It's something. Yeah, the Knicks is even a better example. They're even worse than the Rangers, and you know, we can talk all day about Knicks fans.
Yeah, fair.
But yes, I do love the Islanders. They're doing pretty good. In third place, they're in a playoff position. They would have a home series if the season ended today. So they're very much outperforming expectations. I would say they're expected to be a very middling, maybe 8th seed or 7th seed team, and they're playing very well.
Nice.
And I once again want to mention our Patreon, patreon.com/RIPLivecast. And starting on Monday, we're going to have a new episode up there, which we had a guest DJ pick the movie we do a watch along for. And the person was my father, who messaged me out of the blue one day telling me that the Rob Schneider 2007 film Big Stan was very funny and that I needed to watch it. And I couldn't quite grasp why until we watched it, and it was filled with homophobic rape jokes. So thanks, Dad. And it was a very uncomfortable, terrible movie to watch. But as always, we made the absolute best of it, and we had a very, very fun time. Dusty Rose Muffler asks if he sat in on the episode. No, he did not.
I did suggest that. Sadly, it was turned down.
But I did ask him what his favorite part of the movie was, which is included in the Patreon post. So you can see that on Monday, and $5 gets you access to all of our bonus episodes in our Patreon. You have over 4 years worth of great stuff in there to check out. So please do so. And of course, if you want to throw us a few extra bones, $10 a month, your top Livecast fan, get a shout out at the end of the show. How are we doing this?
First, I just want to say that RIP this week is for that sadly never to be conceived gay Australian Jewish lesbian baby. RIP, baby.
And quickly, Juliana mentions dads have the craziest recommendations. Don't trust them with movies. You're right there. You're very correct.
As for the shout outs, do it as Eric Adams and say what you caught in each of these people's bedrooms. What illegal paraphernalia.
Okay. You might find yourself in Eric's bedroom and boom, there's a shiv in his medical equipment. I think he's a pharmacist, so I don't even think. Okay. That's not even. And be careful on Benjamin's bookshelf because you might find crack cocaine. And then on Dan R's bookshelf, what's that? It's a shiv to dig tunnels. With Mindy Mayer's kippa. She's actually using the kippa. It's a steel kippa. So the kipple is used to burrow. And Massachusetts, you might find way too much Dunkin' Donuts in his. I'm just assuming he's from Massachusetts and drinks Dunkin' Donuts. Hugo likes tacos. Be careful. Tacos are code words for, that's right, crack cocaine. And Lando Danks, from the streets, I'm very familiar with this terminology. He could be hiding marijuana in his pillows, so be careful. Be on the lookout for some bongs. And LaCroix, the last thing you want to find in your son's room is a seltzer maker. You don't want your children to be drinking seltzer. Corey and Scotty H, no drugs here. Erin, be careful, right under her bed. She has an AK-47 she's hiding under there. Douglas, who are you, Levison? Check that trombone. There could be bullets inside of there. And Jander, this guy's a massive coke distributor. His entire mattress is, in fact, bricked up cocaine. Make sure to check the actual mattress to make sure it's not just one giant brick of cocaine. And Spaghetti Susan, the name says itself. You know what she's doing. She's doing hard lines of crack cocaine.
I thought you were going to say Parmesan cheese. I have an RIP to add to the list today. Rosh Hashanah in pavement.
All right, that's our show. RIPAlivecast@gmail.com. Send us all your feedback and let us know what we need to apologize for saying this week because
so much
the lines we've been teetering. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Until next time, we love you. We kiss you. Bye-bye.
See you in a couple weeks.
Be safe, Vegas.
We will be posting a Hall of Fame episode next week.
Yes.
So just so you know, there will be new content for non-patrons. We love you. Bye.